Charlamagne, welcome back.
Vlad, my brother, what's happening?
People thought we weren't rocking with each other, because we haven't done anything in a few months. You know what I'm saying?
I'm busy, man. I try to get here when I can.
Absolutely.
Just been busy, that's all.
Yeah, we 10 years strong or so, you know what I mean?
Easily.
All day. So first of all, put some respect on my name.
Mm-hmm.
All three of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We finished or are we done?
Mm-hmm.
The Birdman incident. So you said that you thought that was going to happen before you even came in.
Oh, absolutely. Like I always tell people, I'm fully aware of the things that I've said, and the things that I've said is, why would anybody ever sign the Birdman when it's a history of him not paying his artists? I mean, you've heard this since the Hot Boy days. And I mean, now, the man that he calls his son, Lil Wayne, the man he got tattooed on his chest, the man we've seen him kiss. He's going through it with Birdman. You see him on stage saying F Cash Money, F the Birdman.
Yeah.
So it's like I've expressed that numerous amounts of times, and I guess that's what he was upset about. I mean, I know from what I was told, that's what he was upset about. The fact that he feels like I'm messing up his business when I say that, but it's not like I'm making that up.
Right.
Like I'm getting that from other media outlets. I'm hearing that from Wayne himself through the media. So it's like, I'm not making none of that stuff up when I say it. We saw you kiss Wayne. We know you got tattoos of Wayne on your chest. Like, we're not making any of this stuff up.
Right.
Nobody calling you gay. Just stating the obvious facts of the situation.
Yeah.
And I guess the truth hurts.
Right. He came in, had an outburst.
It was great.
It was great.
Great entertainment.
And first of all, props, because you stood your ground completely. You didn't back down. You didn't apologize. You stood your ground. In fact, you even said, well, why are you rolling up on me? You didn't roll up on them other dudes who had problems with you.
I'm the radio guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here proclaiming to be a thug. I'm not out here proclaiming to be a gangster. I ain't never told nobody pull up on me and, you going to see what's up and what's what, I'm a man at the end of the day. But go pull up on the guys that's being tough with you. Trick Daddy came to the Breakfast Club and said, you don't know if you want to be a blood or a crip. You don't know whether you want to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Why run up on the radio guy? Now, granted, I'm not above getting ran up on. You know what I'm saying? It's happened before from other rappers. If you want to press me over something I said, that's fine. Because you have the right to do that just like I have the right to say what I want to say.
Yeah.
But my thing is, let it be a chain of command. Okay? Let it be like a totem pole. Go handle the big dogs first and then get to the pups later on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't act like y'all all in Miami. Don't act like I'm the first one you seen in the past, whatever. I never met Birdman in my life. That's the first time I ever met Birdman. Didn't know him before this. Don't need to know him after it.
Okay. It seemed like his voice was sort of cracking a little bit too when he was saying it. It almost, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Pusha T say that on Twitter. And I mean, of course, when you watch the video back, you see that.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I didn't catch that. Because in the moment, I'm trying to do one or two things. Really, I'm just trying to remain a radio personality. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's why when he came in, first thing you hear me say is, all right, let's get it on camera, which is cute for everybody. But I hope all of this is rolling.
Right.
Because we get digital bonuses. I know this is about to go viral. I didn't know it was going to go as crazy viral as it did, but I knew it was going to go viral. Artists come in, curse me out, whatever. So I'm like, make sure all of this is on camera, make sure we record and let's go.
Yeah. So
from that moment on, I'm in radio personality mode. So I wanted to know exactly what was on his mind. What's up?
Right.
My thing is, why come here? If you're that upset, why come here if you don't actually want to have the conversation? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with addressing whatever I've said about you, but let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. Clearly, he didn't want to do that.
Right, because then he stormed out like five minutes later. But the sound bites were I mean, the sound bites have become part of hip hop history.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Only because you see it on everything. You see it on ESPN, announcers using it, players using it. You see it in the WWE, wrestlers using it.
Right.
Like, it's just different. Like, I saw last week when the Warriors were down 3-1 to the Oklahoma City Thunder on His and Hers. Michael Smith and Jamel Hill was like, the headline at the bottom of ESPN was, are the Warriors finished or are they done?
And I think like right afterwards, it was like on Twitter, like one of the top trending topics was hashtag Birdman ultimatums. And it was like, are you hungry or do you want to eat? Yeah, Birdman ultimatums.
Yeah, we cooking out or we barbecuing? Yeah. We starting or we beginning? Yeah, I loved it, man. Like, stuff like that don't bother me in no way, shape, or form. Like, I have a job to do, and I think I do my job pretty well. And, everybody's always like, yo, you didn't get rattled. I'm like, what is there to be rattled about?
Right.
Like, I'm from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Like, I've been in real situations. I've been sitting in the backseat of a car and had somebody pull a gun on me and, holding the gun to me. It's like, you know what I did in that situation? Nothing. Just sit there like, oh, yeah. Because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And that's what you got to realize about life.
Yeah.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen in that moment. Whatever he had his mind made up to do, he already had his mind made up to do it. And there was nothing I could do to diffuse that situation. You just got to become a part of the situation and just wait for the reaction. That's it.
Yeah. I'm surprised that he stormed off because, he said what he said, and then like 5 minutes later he stormed off.
Not even 5. The interview lasted 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And what people don't realize is, like, literally before he came in, he was in the lobby with all the dudes, and Eminem Lose Yourself was on.
Okay.
So he was kind of like rocking back and forth, and I'm watching, and I'm hearing Eminem Lose Yourself. I don't know if he was playing it in his headphones. I don't know if it was coming from, I don't know if the station was playing it. I don't know. I just know Eminem Lose Yourself was playing in the lobby. And he came in that room, and that's what he did. He lost himself.
He lost himself.
But it worked out for all parties involved. I mean, he got Respect My Name t-shirts. He got a Respect My Name record. I heard that. I was in Charleston, South Carolina. I heard that in regular rotation.
Yeah.
Last weekend. So.
Oh, really? They're playing on the radio like that?
I mean, I haven't heard it in New York yet, but when I was home in Charleston, South Carolina, I definitely heard it on 99.3 The Box in Charleston. So
okay.
I was like, wow. So it's worked out for everybody.
And I guess afterwards, he called and I guess apologized. I guess he called DJ.
He apologized to Envy. I haven't spoke to him. Like they wanted to get us to get on the phone, and I was like, I'm cool on that. I'm not angry, not in a negative way. I didn't know him before this, and I don't need to know him after. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a moment in time. We crossed paths for 2 minutes and 30 seconds and made history.
Yeah.
God bless him. And then I think he called a couple of the executives at iHeart.
Okay.
And he wanted to come back up at the time.
Really?
Yeah, but I was like, for what? Like, I don't like going backwards. I don't like trying to reheat cold French fries. Like, that's what that would have been to me. Like, let that moment be what it is. We eat off that moment for a couple weeks, a month, whatever, however long it goes, and keep it moving. Like, what's the point of having another sit down with somebody who didn't want to have a conversation in the first place? Mm. And I know a lot of people be like, well, you and Kanye went at it. Me and Kanye didn't go at it. Me and Kanye had a great conversation.
Yeah.
I told him some things that I didn't like, and he explained his reasoning behind it. And then he decided to come back for a follow-up interview, which I was fine with having because we had a conversation the first time. Mm-hmm. If me and you sit down and we're not able to have a conversation the first time and that's how you react, I'm cool on you, my brother.
Okay. So Birdman coming back to the Breakfast Club is not going to happen?
I doubt it. I don't see for what reason.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
You vetoed it, pretty much.
I mean, yeah. I guess. I'm just not interested in the conversation. Like, what could we possibly talk about? And plus, man, like, other interviews I've seen with him, whether it's with Angie Martinez or whoever, he don't never really answer the questions anyway. And then when he does answer them, it don't sound like it's too much fact going on. Because if you're saying you and Wayne are good and, y'all for life, and then a couple weeks later, Wayne's coming out saying he's tired of your lies, F you, it's like somebody lying.
Right.
And I doubt it's Wayne. So it's like, I'm cool on you.
After that situation happened, a few rappers chimed in. I think Snoop Dogg went first. And he was, I guess, on Birdman's side. He goes, yeah, on site, confront a motherfucker. I forgot what the exact words were, but it was that. What was your reaction to that? I mean, I assume you saw it.
I didn't mind. Like, I tell people all the time, man, it's the rule of 10. 3 people gonna like something, 3 people not gonna like something, 4 people just gonna be on the fence about it. Just sitting there wondering what the hell's going on. Like, I treat Snoop saying that the same way I treat, somebody like Trick Daddy saying, yo, Charlamagne stood his ground. Like, it's just people's opinions. That's it.
Right. Somebody
might feel like, yo, Charlamagne stood his ground. Somebody else might feel like, yo, that was some bitch shit. Charlamagne calling other dudes names, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, it's all just opinions to me. I read it all. I look at Snoop, all right, that's how you feel. I look at this other person that might be with me and I'm like, that's how you feel. Like, it don't matter to me. I don't think Birdman was wrong in that situation. I don't think I was wrong in that situation. Yeah. I don't think Birdman was right in that situation. I don't think I was right in that situation. Yeah. It was just a situation. That's it. You form your own opinions about it.
Now, Young Thug, who, Birdman, I guess, was managing at one point and was part of Rich Gang, he went on Instagram, and I guess he threatened to kidnap you or something crazy
me,
like that.
yeah.
Torture you?
Torture me. I mean, even with that situation, that don't bother me either. You know, what bothers me is the fact that this guy would get on social media and dry snitch on himself in that way. Mm-hmm. And that's what I don't understand about that new era. Like, if you want to do something or you want to attempt to do something, just do it. You know, like, don't get online and dry snitch on yourself. Because if I was that kind of person, I could have easily took that to the authorities. You know, and said, look what this guy did. That's a terroristic threat on my life or whatever, my well-being. I could have easily did that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do that to yourself?
Right.
You know, like that's just silly to me. Like that's not what real G's do, or not even just real G's, real men do. Or these street niggers, or like I don't know. I grew up on a different era of street guy. You know, I grew up on a different era of street nigga. They wasn't online dry snitching on themselves. Mm-hmm. Like you can't even have a stop snitching campaign in 2016. You just can't, because everybody snitches on themselves via social media. Everybody, whether it's you in the camera with guns, whether it's you throwing up your gang sets, it's all dry snitching on yourself. That ain't even music. You can't even hide behind the it's all entertainment with that. Because you're on camera saying, Charlamagne, we gonna torture you, boy. Gonna torture you. I'm like, wow. I ain't give a fuck about the threat. I gave a fuck about he really got online and just dry snitched on himself like that.
Right.
Like,
but then he came back and I guess like took it back because like, oh no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because I'm sure that some executives that he worked with probably said to him, man, you can't go around threatening radio people like that. You know? And I'm sure, you know, it was radio people like, yo, we ain't fucking with his music no more. Like shit like that happens, whether or not we want it to happen or not. Like we work for large corporations, we work for large companies. There's people that have our backs that we don't even know have our backs. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think, radio people, it's like a cult like union. You know what I'm saying? Like only radio people know how it feels to be a radio person. Only DJs know how it feels to be DJs. So a lot of times, man, we be having each other's backs and you don't even know it. Like I had plenty of people call me like, man, I ain't playing no more Birdman records. I ain't playing no more Young Thug records. Don't do that on behalf of me. You know what I'm saying? Do that because you think the records is whack. Like I ain't never here to stop nobody from eating. I'm never here to stop nobody from prospering. Don't do that on behalf of me. So I'm sure when he sent that other tweet out, it was political. Or if it wasn't political, it was just him saying in his mind later, damn, that was dumb for me to get on Snapchat and threaten somebody, to torture somebody. Let me take that back real quick before the police get on my ass.
Yeah. Well, you know, Young Thug has a history of being reckless on the internet. Long history.
I don't follow him like that. I mean, I see the little stuff which I don't even know is real when they say things like I'm smoking blunts like penises. And, like I mean, I've seen him in videos where he got dudes with guns, and I mean the typical. That's sad that I say that, but the typical rapper shit nowadays, you know what I mean? But I don't really pay him no attention like that.
LL Cool J actually went online and offered to box you, I guess.
LL offered to box me. He was upset that I didn't like the freestyle he did on, I guess he was on Dr. Dre's Apple radio show. Mm-hmm. And the freestyle was just whack to me. It's no disrespect to LL Cool J is a legend.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody can ever dispute that. If anybody ever was to say otherwise, they would just be being a hater.
Right.
I just thought the freestyle was whack. And you know, LL's last album was whack.
When did he have an album?
The album came out maybe 2 years ago.
Really?
3 years ago, yeah.
I must have missed it.
Yeah.
And I'm an LL fan. I mean, I bought Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah, that was years ago. I loved Mama Said Knock You Out. We all loved Mama Said Knock You Out. But this is my whole thing. And you know, it's a lot of people that was coming at me about that because they was like, yo, you telling OG rappers that they can't rap and they need to hang it up. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Because my favorite album of last year, and still one of my favorite albums now, is Scarface Deeply Rooted. Scarface got to be every bit of 45, 46 years old. He still gets busy. Yep. Ghostface Killer's my favorite MC of all time. He still gets busy. Yeah. Jay-Z still gets busy.
Oh, yeah.
LL Cool J, that just wasn't hot. So, you know, I clowned him about it, you know, because he still got that old school 80s flow. And, you know, he wasn't feeling that. He was like, yo, help me spar. Just challenge you to a fight. And I'm like, I'm not going to challenge you to a spar match, but I will battle rap you. Because I feel like I can write better bars than LL at this present moment.
LL's nice though. Like people counted LL out when Cannabis, challenged him. And LL came back.
A better.
It was over a decade ago. It was like 20 years ago.
Word up. That was eons ago.
The difference between LL and some of these other rappers you mentioned, like Scarface and Ghostface and Jay-Z, is they've actually been consistently doing music their entire careers. Like Scarface has been dropping albums. Jay-Z every couple of years drops a big album. Ghostface, same type of thing. Whereas LL stops doing music for like a decade at a time, and then acts, hosts the Grammys, does a bunch of high profile shit, and he gets props for doing that because clearly he reinvented himself and found a whole new career.
Amazing.
But when it comes to the arts, you can't just jump in and then jump out and then jump back in. It just doesn't work that way.
And what guys like LL don't realize is they make us look bad, and the reason they make us look bad is because if I'm telling these youngsters that Lil Uzi Vert could never fuck with LL Cool J. Young Thug could never fuck with Scarface. Whoever the person is, you know what I mean? If I'm bragging about how dope LL is, and then he drops some new shit like that, and motherfuckers is like, man, that shit is whack. This the LL guy you claim to be the greatest of all time, whatever. I'm like, oh, let me go let you listen to, Walk Like a Panther.
Yeah.
Mama Said Knock You Out. Let me put you on to that. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Right.
yeah, you're right. This new shit is trash. But it makes it hard for us to defend our legends when they're coming out and they're terrible. That's it. Now LL might drop a song tomorrow that's dope. All I'm saying is that particular freestyle and that last body of work he dropped that album was whack. That's it. That's not a diss. He called me a bully and all. I'm like, why am I a bully for giving my opinion? Like,
I didn't even know he dropped an album, and I'm pretty
I think it was called
connected to this culture.
I think it was called, I don't know. I want to say it was called 13. I don't even remember the name of it. Google it. I remember what he had on. He had a hoodie on the cover. Put LL Cool J's last album. I'm pretty sure it came out 2013.
I'm looking. Man, he's got a lot of albums. God damn. Now, The Return of the GOAT drops in 2008.
Nah, it was one after that.
Authentic,
What year was that?
2013.
2013.
The label was S-Bro.
Listen, man. It was whack, whatever it was. They should have took that album and put it in.
Right, okay, here we go. Yeah, he's wearing a hoodie and like a beanie, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Critical response. Authentic received generally mixed reviews.
Yeah, you know why it receives mixed reviews? Because it's LL Cool J, so it's almost blasphemous to say that something that LL Cool J did was whack. I remember LL Cool J got upset too. I gave him Donkey Today. Remember that song he did, The Naked Cowboy?
No.
What? You don't remember that, the country record?
No.
He did a country record, and it was like some racial unity song. It was terrible. I'm like, bro, you LL Cool J. Like, you're Mr. 4321. We saw you destroy Cannabis, Cool Mo D. Like, you can't do this.
Accidental racist.
Accidental racist. Like, why are you mad at me for saying that's whack? You know that's whack, LL. In your heart of hearts.
With Brad Paisley.
Come on, man. In your heart of hearts, LL, you know that's whack, my brother. You know it. So why you mad at Charlamagne for saying it? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, that's when you either got too many yes men in your corner or you're just trying to try new things. Now, if he's just trying to try new things for a different audience, cool. Because there might be some people out there that love that Brad Paisley and LL Cool J record. But I'm talking about, for me, somebody who grew up listening to LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? That has watched LL body rappers, has listened to LL get off on joints like Mama Said Knock You Out. For me, that's terrible. I'm like, what is LL doing? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't understand how a person can be mad at me for that. And then he wanted to spar. I'm like, I'm not sparring with you, LL. But then Sean Porter, boxing champion, asked me to spar. I'm gonna go spar with him. You know why?
Right, yeah, I saw that.
Because I can learn from that actual sparring match. I'm not scared to spar somebody. It's just like, why would I go in the ring with LL Cool J to box? That makes no sense to me.
Right.
Rather get on his level. Let's battle rap. That's funner.
You would battle rap LL Cool J.
I'd write a Fear 16. I got a rap alter ego named Little Young Shorty.
Little Young Shorty.
He got one diss record out there to Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, Nick Cannon threw a diss at me. I threw one back at him over the Racks on Racks beat.
Well, Nick Cannon got that 100K battle rap challenge.
Yeah, his people asked me about that yesterday. He said something to me on Twitter about it too, but I'm not doing that stupid shit. I'm not playing your little paper bag games, Nick. I'm not doing that shit. Salute to Dick though. I hope that works out, but I'm not doing that shit.
Okay, but you would battle rap LL Cool J. You mean like song for song or live?
No, not live. This is you write a 16, I write a 16. And I'm gonna rap just like him. I'm gonna do the old school flow. That's it. Shaw in your belly. See me like belly, smell it, swell it. Oh, it's in the movie. Yeah, LL, you trying to do me. Like, I just fuck with him. You know what I mean? Like, this stupid shit. Cause that's how he raps now. He still got that old school, late 80s, early 90s flow. Like, everything is It's like his periods are
I mean, that's the reality of the arts, not just music, just anything. Like, if you really want to be at the top of your game, you have to engulf yourself in it, and you have to continuously do it. You can't stop. Dr. Dre can't stop making beats for 10 years and then come in and say, okay, I'm going to drop an album, another Chronic now, even though I haven't, I've just been selling headphones for 10 years and I've never been to the studio. It doesn't work that way.
Like, even if you're not even putting the music out, just record. Like, they talk about how Prince got vaults and vaults in music because he just constantly recorded. You got to constantly stay on your bike. You got to constantly stay in your gym. Anything you don't do a lot, you're going to lose whatever repetition you had with it. It's not going to feel as natural.
Right.
I don't know if that's the case with LL, but it sounds like it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I would love to see that battle. LL, I know you're listening right now. Let's bring on Vlad TV. Vlad TV will premiere it,
LL Cool J is whack as hell. If you try to smack me, I will tell. Like, he hates me right now.
I love it. So, you and Bow Wow. And I actually just interviewed Bow Wow at his house, like about a week and a half or so ago. And I guess you have said some stuff about Bow Wow in the past, and I guess they played a rerun of one of your old shows.
Yeah.
And Bow Wow got upset and, called you out again on Twitter. What's up with you and Bow Wow?
I don't have a problem with Shad Moss. It's just that Donkey of the Day really gets under people's skin. But once again, I'm not making any of this shit up. I gave Bow Wow Donkey of the Day once because he said he would never do Empire. Empire, just reinforces a lot of negative stereotypes of black people, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, Empire is a show about a rap label and rappers. I'm like, Bow Wow, aren't you a rapper? So how is it reinforcing negative stereotypes when it's actually just people pretending to be what you actually are? You know what I'm saying? So is you being a rapper a negative stereotype? And then, he said he would never do the show. I'm like, well, who asked you to do the show? I bet you he'll do the show now since CSI Cyber or whatever got canceled. I bet you he would run to go do Empire now if Lee Daniels called him. So I gave him Donkey of the Day for that. Another time I gave him Donkey of the Day was when he was, I think it was the Grammys maybe, and he was doing the live show, and he was like, we're counting down, and he was like 3, 2, 1, but the clock still had 30 seconds left on it. So he was trying to stretch. That shit was funny. It was funny, but he got offended by it. And now listen, I'm not above that either. I might get on live TV and fuck up one day too. Live TV is no joke.
Right.
And guess what? When I do, y'all can clown me for it too. But in the meantime, Bow Wow, you got to get this slander. So he just doesn't like that. And then, one day he tweeted me and was like, oh, because what did he say? Oh, man. He said something about some
gang shit or
Yeah,
something?
some gang shit. Yeah. He was like, I'm fruits, whatever. I didn't know what that was. I was on the radio. I'm like, what is fruits? Because back in the days, fruits used to be slang for gay people. So I'm like, what is that? What does he mean fruit?
Fruits Pyru.
Fruits Pyru.
Yeah.
Found that out later. You know what I'm saying? So then he tweeted me and goes, yo, it's mad people in California. Just want you to know, mad at you right now for that little comment you made on the radio this morning. Mm-hmm. So I retweeted him and I go, but you're from Columbus, Ohio. What do you know about people in Cali? Like even if you live there, how do you know if these people are mad? And that's what I don't understand about these rappers. Why do y'all, get into the rap game, make money, do legitimate business, only to start fucking with the hood, fucking with criminals? Like now, you rolling with gangs now, Bow Wow? You You roll on game. Did you see the other tweet he sent me where he said, Charlamagne's a hoe. If I put hands on him, he just gonna sue. He's just a radio guy. I'm not Stunner. I'm the wild one. When the fuck did Shad Moss become the wild one? He said he's not Stunner, meaning he's not Birdman.
Right.
Birdman should be offended. Birdman should be insulted that Bow Wow thinks I'm not Stunner. I'm the wild one.
Well, the reality is when you get to a certain financial level, you have people around you. You know people, you get introduced to people around you, and there's people that are willing to do dirt on your behalf.
Well, you're an idiot. You shouldn't be looking for people to do dirt. You should be looking for people to do business. You know what I'm saying? If you want people to do dirt, first of all, you shouldn't want that around you. You shouldn't want that energy around you. Go hire you some real security. Some white boys in some suits, you know what I'm saying? Some undercover cops that can legally pop somebody. I remember Eminem said that on a rap back in the day. I don't carry guns no more. I don't got to. Got undercover cops that'll legally pop you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's smart business. Why would I go affiliate with a bunch of gangs and hood dudes? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You saw Chris Brown do it.
it makes no sense. Now you just out here getting extorted. You in LA getting extorted. Let's call it what it is. Like a lot of these guys are just out in LA getting extorted. That's it. You're really paying for protection when you could just pay for protection the legal way. Like why put yourself in the mix of that? And even if you're going to do that, you shouldn't be allowed to wear it. If I was the Bloods, if I was the Crips, if I was the Fruit Town Power Rules or whatever.
Which are Bloods.
What, Fruit Bloods. If I was them, I'd be upset. I'd be like, yo, y'all representing us wrong. Stop it. Chris Brown, stop doing that shit on social media. Bow Wow, stop that shit. Stop misrepresenting us.
Well, I think what happens, because I live in LA, but I'm a little bit older, so I come in with a slightly different perspective. But I think if you're young and you're in the music industry, you come from LA, you come from wherever you're from, you move to LA, and you grew up on Death Row and Snoop and the Dog Pound and MC8 and so forth, and you sort of been enamored with that gang culture because the music, NWA, so forth and so forth. So you come in it and you kind of fall in love with that energy. And it may not be the best idea. It usually is not a very good idea. But I think that's what happens a lot in LA.
That makes no sense. I love all those guys you just named. I love their music. But guess what? I also saw Tupac get killed. Mm-hmm. I see Suge Knight in jail right now, forever. Like, just countless stories of, gang members that get killed. It's like, why would you want to affiliate with that? Like, salute to all the real Bloods and all the real Crips out there who probably had no other choice because it was a thing in their community, it was a thing in their family. But for these guys who have totally other options, who didn't grow up around that shit at all, these motherfucking entertainers, the Bow Wows, the Chris Browns, stop it. Like, why even do that to yourself? Like, that makes no sense to me. And guess what? Even if you got family members that are Bloods and that are Crips and that are active in the street, show them a better way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Tell them, like, look, come up out the street, let me give you a job. Not just a job to do dirt for me. Like, why would you want your people to do dirt for you? Think about that. If you got people around you that you want to do dirt for you, you don't care about those people. I got my peoples around me. I try to keep us out of trouble. The only time we ever be in a situation like that is if it's self-defense, if people, put their hands on us or some things of that nature, whatever. God forbid any of that ever happens. I don't want my people to do dirt for me. You know why? Because I love my people. I genuinely love my people. I don't want them in jail. I don't want them dead. So why would I ever want somebody around me to do dirt for me?
Feel you.
That's whack.
So Katt Williams called you out recently. Mm-hmm. He asked if you want to see his donkey of the day. Where did that come from? Did you give him donkey of the day recently? Again?
I've always given. I give Katt is a habitual donkey of the day offender.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And very deserving of it, by the way.
Why is that?
Because he's always doing some dumb shit. Like, he's another example of, getting in a certain position and, staying his mind isn't growing to where the position he's in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're making all this money, you're Katt Williams, you're one of the biggest comedians in the world, but in your mind, you still acting like a motherfucking peasant. You still acting like a motherfucking bottom feeder. Like, it's just certain things that you should not be doing. Like, listen, you can give to the hood, give back to the hood all the motherfucking time as much as you want. If you want to go play soccer with some kids, how about rent out a soccer field somewhere and invite a bunch of kids to play instead of going into motherfucking projects? Go get those kids from the projects and bring them to the soccer field. A fight may still happen, but at least it's an environment that you created and that you somewhat control.
Well, I've interviewed Katt Williams a couple of times. You know, I've been around him. I don't think that he could help himself, because I think that Katt Williams has certain issues that he probably doesn't take his medication for and so forth. I don't, you know, Katt Williams is a genius at what he does. He's functional, clearly, because it's not like, I've never heard of him missing a show.
Oh, I have.
Oh, you have?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. You may be right. But he is somewhat functional, is what I'm saying. But I think that similar to like a Gucci Man or you know, recently it was found out that Kanye has certain issues. He's, I guess, schizophrenic and bipolar. He doesn't take his medication.
I don't know.
I think it's one of those things, and I think that when you see all these situations, they all kind of happen at once. They happen within like a 2-week time span. Within like a week, he punched that guy on the Beanie Siegel stage, and then got stomped out. Then he got into a fight with a 17-year-old, and then he like fought someone at a Target, and you know, you see what I'm saying? It all happens at once. And if you rewind like a year and a half, remember he had that whole run once again.
All of those things you just named, but when I give him Donkey today, I'm wrong. I'm the bitch ass nigga because I'm just stating the obvious. I'm saying exactly what you just said, stating the obvious issues that this guy is going through with the law, but I'm the problem. He keeps punching motherfuckers, putting hands on people, but I'm the problem. And what bugs me out is that's the people that they look at and say, he's a real nigga. Why is he a real nigga? Because he's criminal? Y'all gotta stop with this real and criminal thing, because the lines are very blurred on what really is truly real and what's criminal. And I hear Katt Williams call out a Kevin Hart. I hear him call out a Chris Rock. To me, Kevin Hart and Chris Rock are real. You know why? Because they're not in and out of jail. They're providing for their families. They're working hard, and they're making history. Meanwhile, Katt is just out here cursing everybody motherfucking out, getting arrested every fucking day, and fucking causing himself basically to lose money, while these guys continue to win and win big. So it's like, who would you rather be, Katt Williams or Kevin Hart? Katt Williams or Chris Rock? And you talk about Chris Rock as a coon, y'all must really not understand what the definition of a coon is. A coon is anybody that reinforces the negative stereotypes of black people. What's more negative and more coonish than pretending to be a pimp for years, portraying the pimp image, and now you're a black man who's constantly in and out of jail? Looks to me like Katt Williams is reinforcing way more negative stereotypes of black people than Chris Rock is. So which one do you want to be? Why is Katt the real nigga to y'all, but Chris and Kevin are the coons and the clowns? Like, we are really ass backwards out here in this society in 2016, bro.
So, the Troy Ave situation. Mm-hmm. When you first saw the video, what did you think?
When I first saw the video, my thoughts were, what the fuck happened? And the reason I say what the fuck happened is because I know Troy Ave. Mm-hmm. Troy's a pretty solid dude. Hovain, that's my man. You know what I mean? They cool. I fuck with them. I've always liked Troy Ave music. I never even really understood a lot of the hate that Troy Ave gets. You know, I know he's cocky. You know, I guess you could call him arrogant, but I would just say he's confident. You know what I'm saying? And like, he gets a lot of heat, but I actually enjoy his music. And just, I used to always tell people from New York that, like, why y'all don't like Troy Ave? Like, and I'm not saying everybody dislikes him, but a lot of people didn't like him. But I fucked with his music. So when I saw that, I'm like, yo, something must have really happened. Because I just don't think Troy Ave would just pull out a gun, start shooting randomly in a club. Like nothing about Troy Ave would ever make me think he would do something of that nature. Like, I mean, we just talked about Katt Williams. If Katt Williams did that, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Troy Ave, I'm like, nah, man. Troy moves a little too smart for that. The fuck happened? So that's what I was thinking. What the fuck happened? I'm still asking myself what the fuck happened right now.
Right, because we don't really know.
We still don't know. The facts of the case aren't out. And that's another thing that bothers me. I see social media just telling all of these different stories and implicating, so many different people. And I'm like, where the fuck y'all getting this from? Like, I just think that's very irresponsible in a way. Like, certain things you gotta let play out. Let the facts of the kid.
It's the internet, man.
It's the internet.
It's the internet.
Nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining. You're right.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit. It's the internet. And then that's the problem. People think just because of the internet is factual. So when I saw the Daily News posting something that somebody retweeted, I was like, they're the ones that's supposed to have the journalistic integrity.
Right.
Like,
right. And in fact, the New York Daily News implicated Mano in the situation.
Early on, they did.
And said that, there was an ongoing beef between Troy Ave and Mano. And the first thing I thought was, I've never heard that. And I'm very close to this whole situation.
Yeah.
So I call up Mano and I'm like, yo, what's going on? He's like, yo, I ain't got nothing to do with it. It's like, well, it says you just got off stage. He's like, I didn't even perform.
Yeah. That's what they said. They said Mano. Think about that. When we first heard the story, they said Mano and Murder was on stage when it was going down. Murder in the video.
Right.
Like it just bugs me out, this internet era that we live in, man. Everybody claims to know so much, but y'all really don't know shit. I didn't like how they even said shooting happened at a T.I. concert. Like, that had nothing to do with nothing. You know what the shit said? Shooting at Irving Plaza.
Well,
Because
but it was a T.I. concert.
That's fine, but Irving Plaza is the facility who let people in with guns. Somebody at Irving Plaza didn't do their fucking job. It ain't T.I. job to hire the security for Irving Plaza. Irving Plaza should have had metal detectors. Irving Plaza should have had security with wands there. Irving Plaza should have had people patting them down, especially at a T.I. concert.
Right.
If I'm looking at the bill and I see T.I., Mano, Uncle Murder, special guest Troy Ave, just common sense would say to me, you know what? Maybe we should have a little bit of extra security tonight. Not saying that those brothers would have done anything, but just because.
Right, because remember, T.I. had that whole shooting incident that happened some years back where his best friend got killed.
Yeah, Full-on Johnson, God bless the dead.
Yeah. You got a guy named Uncle Murder. Like, I mean, who has a history of that type of thing. We've interviewed him about it. This is not me telling on it.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him about his past shootouts and stuff like that. The first shootout you got into, you were how old?
Probably was 14 to 15.
You get hit?
No, I didn't get hit. First shootout, I was just so excited to actually be in the shootout. Because, as a kid, definitely growing up in my projects, I used to see a lot of shit through the window. And then everybody, my other friends, we'd talk about it. The next day we come outside. Yo, you saw it? Sometimes people had a better view, whether your window's in the front or the back. So you got to see something. So you come out talking, yo, you saw son? Yo, he was chasing him down. He hit him. It was always something to talk about. Like, that was our excitement in the hood. Besides the Michael Jordans and the Bo Jackson, it was like you had football, basketball, shootouts. So, and then, which one was more realistic for us and what we can do to get talked about? Basketball looked like it was kind of far. Football too. But hey, the shootout shit it's us all day, baby.
So, yeah, I mean, you do want extra security in this situation.
To me, all the blame, well, I can't say all the blame, because the blame falls on whoever left their house. This bugs me out too. Imagine sitting at home, you in your basketball shorts, wife beater, you watching the game, your kids running around, somebody calls you, they like, yo, we're going to the T.I. concert at Irving Plaza. You like, word, you know what? I'm coming, I'm gonna get dressed, grab my gun, I'm gonna be there. If I gotta go anywhere where I need my motherfucking gun, I'm not going. So why would you leave the comfort of your house with a pistol to go out? You just don't need to be out.
And I think about that because, I have guns in my house. And I think about certain situations that I get invited to, and I think, maybe I should bring my gun to this situation. And then I think, well, then I shouldn't go.
You shouldn't go. Yo, kids watching, I promise you, life is just that simple. Life is really just that simple. There is no place I desperately need to be so much that I'm going to go, but I'm going to bring my gun.
Right.
As soon as your mind says, I might need to bring my gun,
yeah.
Don't go. If your mind says, I need to bring a few of my boys with me, don't go. Like, that's a place you don't need to be. If it's a place where it's potential conflict, a place where you may think you may get into a situation, simply don't go.
Right.
So first of all, the blame goes to whoever took the responsibility, to bring guns out of the house. Whoever did that, that's where the blame goes. Second, Irving Plaza. Because there's no way those guys should have got in that building with weapons.
Right, and I heard the girl who got shot is going to be suing, I guess, everybody.
I mean, I don't think she can sue T.I. in that situation. She can't sue.
Well, no, not T.I., but I heard she's suing NYPD. I guess she's going to
Yeah.
sue Live Nation, who I guess owns the Irving Plaza.
I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with her suing the promoters. I don't have a problem with her suing Irving Plaza.
Yeah.
Irving Plaza security failed everybody that night. They
Absolutely.
failed Banger, R.I.P. Banger. They failed Troy Ave. They failed everybody. They failed the girl who got shot in her leg.
Right.
They are all shot because Irving Plaza failed to do their job.
Yeah, and in fact, because I just interviewed Lord Jamar yesterday, and he was telling me about how
my man Scram Jones was DJing, and my brother be running with Scram Jones a lot. So Scrams had invited him to that show, but it had started early, so my brother didn't go. Now it turns out one of the guys that got shot in the chest was standing right next to Scrams.
really,
That could have been my brother.
and he was, I guess, the guy who got shot.
It came up through the
Came
floor or
through the
down,
floor,
either
yeah.
way.
Like
he
down,
was,
yeah.
He was not even on that level. He was not even around there when the shit happened. He was on a totally different floor and get shot in the chest.
Crazy.
That could have been my brother.
Senseless
Insane.
fucking violence, man. Senseless fucking violence that makes absolutely no sense, man. I'm so over that street shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about being gangster. I don't give a fuck about being street.
Well, now what's happened because of that is a whole bunch of rap shows got canceled or
Yeah.
postponed.
Yeah.
It was like Joey Badass, which is kind of ironic because of the whole beef between Joey Badass and Troy Ave. Then the Joey Badass show gets canceled because of this, but Vince Staples, YG, I think a few other people. Like
It was Vic Mensa.
Vic Mensa,
Yeah, Vic Mensa, YG, Mac Miller.
Mac
They
Miller.
canceled a goddamn Mac Miller show. Who the fuck would be shooting at a Mac Miller show? So don't come to me with this black-white shit.
Right.
Mac Miller's white and Jewish. And they was like, nope.
Nope.
Motherfuckers gonna be having guns under their hammockers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy to me.
Well, and I heard Steve Stout do an interview talking about this recently, and he was just talking about, like, what do you expect is going to happen, because the insurance companies are going to call and say, we don't want rappers here.
Yep.
They're watching this video of rappers
Shooting at each
shooting in Manhattan.
Yes.
And they say, we don't want rappers here, not artists. We don't want quote unquote rappers here. And it hurts the art form in general.
Yeah.
When hip hop can't perform in New York City, the birthplace of hip hop.
It's crazy to me. It's like, people keep talking about rap. That's the other thing. I saw Bill Bratton say that, rap is a bunch of thugs who, celebrate the gun culture, celebrate the drug culture, degrade women. I didn't like how he generalized the rap, because that's not fair to the OGs, like the Public Enemies, the KRS-Ones, those guys who've always been socially conscious, or the new wave, like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Vic Mensa, Chance, like all those guys that are really not on that shit. Like, what we don't realize right now, like, rap has shifted. The culture has shifted.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody on that gangster shit no more. And I thank God for those brothers. I thank God for J. Cole, Kendrick, Vic Mensa, Chance the Rapper, Wale, Big Sean. Even Drake. Much slander as I've given Drake, I'd rather Drake be that guy who wants to sing and motherfucking, put lavender in his water. I'd rather him be rapping about that than some bullshit gangster shit. Because you know what fucked the game up? What fucked the game up was when you had real street rappers who came out and they started selling records. Because those real guys that were from the street were talking about their experiences, things that have really happened in their lives. And you've seen them grow and evolve, whether it's Jay-Z, whether it's Nas, whether it's Noriega. Ice Cube. Like any of those guys, they really went in the street, they really were from the hood, but they grew and they evolved. But then you had like all of these CB4 motherfuckers, and any of you kids who've never seen CB4, Google it, because that's what Chris Rock was talking about in this movie. Mm-hmm. You got these guys who just from the suburbs somewhere like, yo, they selling records doing that gangster shit. Let's do that gangster shit. Y'all fucked the game up because y'all out here selling poison for profit. These other guys are just selling their reality and getting paid for it. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Yep. Now, speaking of rappers who actually shot somebody, Gucci Mane's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost a lot of weight, too.
Gucci Mane look good. Gucci Mane he been on a plant-based diet in jail.
Plant-based diet.
That's what he look like.
Gucci Mane's another one of these dudes who, and I've talked to people around him, is someone who every so often doesn't take his medication. And this is why you see these crazy outbursts. Because if you remember the last time he got locked up, first he went on this big tirade calling out all these people, like all this dirt around about all these different people, from Tiger to Nicki to Waka to whoever else.
I remember that.
And then he got into some crazy situation with the police where I guess, I don't know, he waved a gun. Like, I'm not sure what caused him to get arrested, but it was some crazy situation with the police. He got locked up. Now he's out again. Everyone loves Gucci. I actually interviewed Lil Bibby the other day, and he said that Gucci is his all-time favorite rapper.
Man, Chicago people just love Gucci, man. He like everybody's idol, man. He like a gangster, man. He get out, man. He first of all, he killed somebody for trying to rob him, and then he rapped about it, and he made all the type of diss song. Man, Chicago just like negative shit, man. We like people that's really gangster, man. You know what I'm saying? If you could show that you really, really gangster, man, Chicago just love that shit, man.
Gucci dope, man. And people don't realize that. I was listening to DJ Holiday, salute to DJ Holiday. I was listening to, what's the name of that mixtape Holiday got, man? I think it's called Writings on the Wall. I don't remember, but he did a Gucci Man mixtape. I was listening to that over the weekend. Gucci dope, and Gucci don't get enough credit for being a lyricist. Like, I know when you hear, like, I know people like, oh, Gucci ain't no damn lyricist. Go listen to, nigga, I Ain't Shit. Go listen to his verses on I Ain't Shit where he's just talking about, I'm a hood rich nigga, I ain't never had shit. I really ain't shit. Like, go listen to what he's saying. He's talking about how he used to rather walk because his mom's car was too raggy. He wished he had a nickel for all the time somebody clowned on his shoes when he was growing up. Like, he was just speaking his experience as a young kid growing up in Georgia, Alabama, wherever. Like, he's dope. Gucci's really, really dope when you get past the mumbling. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see that interview that I just dropped from 2006?
Nah, I meant to watch that. I did see that. You said right when he beat the murder charge.
Right when he beat the murder charge. 2006 is before the ice cream tattoo and even the teardrops on his face and so forth. And he spit a freestyle and it was like, yo, he's kind of nice.
Gucci Mane flush straight off the hip. Got a lot of money, that's a lot of grips. I don't slip and I don't trip. I just smoke that piff, call that there. Gucci Mane LaFleur, boy, I do not care. Got curly hair, ice everywhere. See my pink ring cost damn near brick fair. It's Gucci. You say that your wife shouted introduce me.
Not only can Gucci rap, Gucci's a great judge of talent. That's the other thing Gucci.
Oh yeah, no, we were just talking about that. From Waka Flocka to Young Thug,
the Migos, OJ the Juice Man,
Who
the Kid, Nicki Minaj.
Like,
he's like a great A&R mind, man. He's still the boogeyman of hip hop, though.
This is what I was gonna ask. Is he still the boogeyman of hip hop?
Gucci's absolutely the boogeyman of hip hop. Like, it's just certain individuals you just know that at any given moment it could go left.
Right.
Gucci's one of them. T.I.'s one of them. I told y'all that before. I don't know why y'all keep acting like T.I. ain't Gucci level crazy. Maybe
T.I. is Gucci level crazy.
Gucci might be T.I. level crazy. We keep acting like that little waffle-colored Negro from Atlanta named T.I. ain't off his rocker too. Mm-hmm. Like, when we go back, see, this is the problem with hip-hop. We don't respect resumes. We don't respect catalogs anymore. Mm-hmm. And I know, arrest records and violent incidents and stuff like that, those aren't things to praise. But just put T.I.'s resume of craziness up against other people's level of craziness. T.I. right there, top 3 craziest niggas we've ever seen in rap music, bro.
I mean, I just interviewed Lil Bibby, and he said he's been arrested like 100 times.
They say I got like 60-something arrests.
Wait. You got arrested 60-something times, and you're 21 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, at what age did you start getting arrested?
Shit, 14.
Okay, 14. At what age did you stop getting arrested?
Shit, I just got arrested not too long ago.
Okay, so 21. So 7 years, 60-something times. That means that you were getting arrested 9 times a year.
Nah, 14, it was only a couple times. I'm gonna say about 17, 18, it was probably about 20 apiece. 20 something, you know?
You need to stop. What the fuck is he doing? First of all, why did they keep letting him out if he's been arrested 100 times? Little Bibby, why? What is he doing to get arrested 100 times?
And he was describing it to me because he basically said that he would, well, number one, he grew up in a rough neighborhood, mom's on drugs, he's selling drugs and everything else like that. And he said that
our neighborhood is so bad, it's like a red, they call it a red zone, and the police could do whatever they want to you. Like they could basically stop you and frisk you. They don't need no cars or nothing. They could just stop and search whoever. So, shit, they'll ride past and they'll say something like, you dispersed or something. You've been on this corner for so-and-so hours. You dispersed, you gotta go home. So, shit, hell no. I never go in the house, you know what I'm saying? So they come back around and then they'll lock me up. I'll get locked up for gang loitering or trespass and shit like that. I got a lot of those, a couple drug cases.
If you've been arrested over 100 times, you're not a good criminal. You need to find a new path. So I'm glad Lil Bibby raps now. Because if you've been arrested 100 times, you're really not a good criminal at all. Like, that's a very terrible ratio of times to be arrested. Like, that don't even add up.
he said one time he got arrested twice in one day.
A couple times I got locked up 2 times in the same day. I remember that.
Wait, you got locked up 2 times in the same day. You got locked up, they let you out, and they locked you up again the same day?
Yeah, cause I ain't used to go to school. I was standing on the corner, and they locked me up early in the morning, and then I get out about 7 in the afternoon. I'll get locked up about 10 in the morning, get out about 7 in the afternoon, and then they'll come get me again for some other shit.
Yeah, baby, I'm glad you found a new career path. like that, I'm really glad you found a new career path. Like God is really trying to tell you something, and the devil is even trying to tell you something. Like, look, bro, this ain't for you. Okay, you're not good at this crime thing. I need people out here that are actually good at crimes. You're in jail too much to actually be out here doing my work the way I need you to. So says the devil. Yeah.
Do you think that because I mean the thing with Gucci is that he's always had this cult following, but he never really has these big songs that kind of interact on radio and so forth.
He kind of did though. Gucci got
it?
platinum plaques. Gucci got gold records.
Wait, Gucci got platinum plaques?
Yeah, man. Wasted. He did the joint with Usher, Mariah Carey, the joint with Mario, Let Me Love You. Like Gucci got joints. Gucci got. As a matter of fact, he was if you go to his Snapchat, it was probably gone now, but he was on Snapchat posting all his plaques.
Well, I mean, I'm looking it up right now. He sold 425,000 of his official album, which is the State versus Roger Davis.
Roger Davis. So he got a gold plaque for that because he had that on Snapchat.
Okay, yeah, so maybe internationally it's sold.
Uh-huh.
You know, I mean, it's close enough to gold, but yeah, I mean, his last album, Trap House 3, sold 2,500. Return of Mr. Zone 6 sold 22,000.
I don't think those are official albums though.
Yeah.
But he got singles though, like Wasted. Wasted definitely went gold, if not platinum. But it don't matter. Gucci is Gucci, man.
That's what I'm saying. He's almost like a Boosie, where it's like you don't need a bunch of big songs for people to really fuck with you.
Gucci, and then he's legendary. Gucci got a body.
Yeah, Gucci got a
You
body.
know, like
and this is why Bibby said that was his favorite artist.
No.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But you know what? Listen, that goes back to people liking authenticness. They like rappers to be real. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want y'all to go back to being fake. I don't need y'all to be real no more. The reason I don't need y'all to be real no more, because I don't want to see Troy Ave shooting in the club. I don't want to see Bobby Smurda and GS9 getting 100 fucking years. Like all of these rappers now, it used to be a time when rappers used to come in the game and they wanted to be dope artists first, everything else second. Now I think you got all these real street niggas sitting around saying, well, damn, this dude out here talking about he got goons and this dude out here talking about he sell dope. We really do it. So maybe that's how I can get in. I want to make me a couple $1 million rapping about my life. So you got too many real street niggas trying to be artists now, but they're being criminals first, artists second. They want to prove themselves as goons and hood dudes and all that other bullshit first, art is second. That's fucking the game up.
Well, it's interesting because I just interviewed Boosie, and we put out this clip which got like 1 million views in like 5 days. You saw it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
And I was just talking about that yesterday.
All Louisiana rappers, the big timers, they was ran out of Louisiana, man, because of hatred. Baby and Wayne, you know, hatred, man. Master P, they ran him out the country club, man, just hatred, man. C Murder, he's in prison. Mac, he's in prison. You know, and you just, it's just not a place to be, man. It's a lot going on in that state that's not 100, man. That's not fair, you know, even from the laws, even from the sentencing, even from the education is poor. Everything is it's a hard state, man, and I just wasn't with it, man, and I'll never move back down there. You know, I would never move back into that. I would be crazy for moving back to Baton Rouge.
That was a deep one. I didn't think it was going to do the numbers it did, but clearly connected with a lot of people. And when you really think about it, yeah, most artists do get killed in their home city. Mm-hmm. And why do you think that is?
Hatred, jealousy, envy. You know, people looking at you, saying, "I wish that was me." Mm-hmm. People looking at you, feeling like, you know, you're not helping the hood. You're not helping the community the way you need to. People wanting personal handouts, you know. But I think it just all boils down to jealousy, which makes no sense because it's like, why would you kill something that's representing you? Because even if, you know, that guy's not on your team or y'all not the best of friends, he's still from where you're from. He's still black like you, and he's still a symbol of hope. You know, like for me, I'm from South Carolina. I would hope that, you know, I mean, I see it all the time. These kids hit me up all the time, and they feel like they see me out here doing something. They feel like they can do something too, and it don't even got to be in entertainment. It's just like, yo, you can do whatever it is you want to do if you put your mind to it, if you work hard enough, if you know, pray to God the way that you need to. And so I feel like when they see guys like Boosie, it's a harsh reminder that, man, maybe I really just ain't shit. And that's no disrespect, but it's the truth. Because if this guy from where you're from, same place you from, went to the same school as you, y'all ate in the same places, ran through the same hoods. If this guy can do it, what's your excuse?
Right. Do you think part of it is like the flossing and the showing off? Because ultimately, when you look at society as a whole, people respect humbleness. Mm-hmm. You know, you're taught by your family, by your church, by whatever people that you look up to be humble. But you have dudes who talking about, I just threw 50,000 out in the strip club. And a person looks at that and says, damn, 50,000 could pay I could pay my house off with that. And you threw that away to a bunch of thoughts, you know, with fake asses who don't take care of their kids properly. You know what I'm saying? Man, I just spent 100,000. Man, my chain cost 100,000.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know what I'm saying? Sorry to interrupt you, but it's like you look at that saying, 100,000 could transform my whole life.
And you know what? That's exactly what my mentality always is. Like I'm not a flossy dude simply because, number one, that ain't me. I don't like that kind of attention. I'm not the jewelry guy. I walked into the jewelry store and looked at a Rolex 100 times and held it in my hand. And like, I really want this gold presidential Rolex, but I just won't do it. You know why I won't do it? Because I know that there's somebody around me that could use that 15, 20 grand. And that's just the truth to the matter. Like, you know, I'm not gonna go.
Presidential costs a little more than 15, 20 grand.
Like 25.
I'm actually wearing one right now, but.
I mean, for me, they told me 15, 20, but it's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'd rather give that money to somebody. Like, I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna go to the bank and I'm donating money to 2 different basketball teams in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just where my mind is always at. Plus, I've been unemployed 4 times, man. Really 7. I've been 4 in radio, 3 in just real life. 5 from Taco Bell, 5 from a warehouse, 5 from a flower garden. Like, so it happens, you know what I mean? I understand. I've collected unemployment checks. So for me, I just can't floss like that. I'm not gonna do that. But I do understand where somebody could be sitting around, and not that they're entitled to my money.
Yeah.
People can do whatever they want with their money. If you want to
Exactly.
if you want to throw 50 in a strip club, that's cool on you. But I can totally see where somebody can look at that and be like, damn, man, $50,000 could have really changed my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking struggling to pay rent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking struggling to put food in my kids' mouths, and this guy just throwing 50,000 in the strip club, driving through Louisiana in his Bentley. He ain't looking out. Like, I can see that. Like, I heard a story. I don't want to say the guy's name because I don't want to put him out there like that, but I know an OG mogul who, when he goes back to his old hood, he just keeps cash, a big wad of cash. Because he know mad people going to run up on him and ask him for money. And, like, I like that. I think that's dope. Like, I've pulled up plenty of times in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, and seen somebody, and they like, yo, Charlamagne, man, you know, I need a little money for gas, whatever. Like, yo, yeah. Might give him $100. Now, don't start running up on me asking me for money all the time, but I'm just saying, it don't hurt me to do that. I like to see the smile on somebody's face when they like, damn, I just changed their whole day. Like, so I can see where the jealousy and the envy could come from watching somebody floss.
Yeah, and I think that this is the dichotomy of being an entertainer, because you feel you need these things to create this image of being bigger than life.
You really don't, though.
But certain people do feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that Boosie was talking about when he's talking about his jewelry game. Like,
You got on these little ass pieces. You probably worth more money than me. But when I come with this motherfucking big ass piece on, you gonna be like, God damn, I got money, I can go get one of them. You know, and it's trendsetter. You know, I'm a street dude. You know, I like to look. I'm a flashy nigga. Like, you know, like I remember one time, bro. I went to the awards, bro, in 09, bro. I had like on 5, 6 big ass pieces. 09 award. Me and my daughter, right? So my boy was outside, and he was like, man, bro. When I walked out, he was looking from afar. He was at the truck, and he was like, man, I saw everybody come out there, bro. And these were some heavy names he saw come out there. He said, but everybody came out there. More people pointed at you than anybody. And these dudes had way more money than me. He said, more people pointed at you than anybody, bro. He was so hyped. He was like, everybody was pointing at you. You know? And that just come from, you know, I'm one of them guys like, you know, I got, if you ain't on me, some people heard about my jewelry before they heard my music.
he feels that that's necessary to create the image of what Lil Boosie is. But yeah, once again, you create that you know, hypnotized by hatred situation on the back end of it.
Man, nobody gives a fuck about your money, man. And that's just the truth to the matter. Nobody cares about your money. Nobody cares about your jewelry. When you die, nobody's gonna be sitting around thinking, yo, did you see that dude's chain? Yo, remember when such and such had that big ass chain? Yo, man, none of that leaves legacy. You know what leaves legacy? Leaving some art behind, or leaving something behind that actually changed the world and will impact the world for years to come. Like, I never felt like I needed mad jewelry and all that shit. Actually, when I put it on, I feel stupid because I'm me. And I've always felt like this. Since I was growing up on the dirt roads in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, I always felt special. I always felt good about myself. I didn't need none of that shit to shine. And I remember telling myself that when I was young, when I would see other people with it, but I didn't really know if I was hating. Because a lot of times, you know, you'll be like, I don't need that shit, but nigga, you can't afford it, so shut the fuck up. It don't matter anyway. So now that I'm older and I actually can afford it, I still don't want it.
Right.
Because I'm good.
Right.
I don't need that when I walk in the room. I glow, I shine. Like,
Yeah.
I got other things going on. And plus, everybody that I respect, talking about multi-millionaires, they don't move like that.
Right.
Gary Vaynerchuk has become a good friend of mine. We sit around and kick it. You wouldn't know he was a multi-millionaire. You probably never even heard of Gary Vaynerchuk.
I've never heard of him.
4 books on the New York Times bestsellers list. Huge company called Vayner Media. You know, gets people social media and stuff popping. Google him right now. Net worth might be 10 million, but you wouldn't even know when you see him. I'm with Lenny Dykstra. Yo, this is how random my life is. I'm at Hunting Fish Club having dinner with Gary. My dude, E, who owns Hunting Fish Club, is like, yo, somebody's about to come in here and sit with us, have dinner. I'm like, who? He's like, Lenny Dykstra. I'm like, Lenny Dykstra, the baseball player? Lenny Dykstra comes in. This motherfucker is wild for the fucking night. This guy's like, y'all think pussy is power? You know what's power? Having your own private jet. He said, I used to spin a fucking globe. And wherever it landed, we would go that night. Call the pilot, Monte Carlo, we gone. Stay there for a couple hours, go to Brazil. Fuck it, we didn't care. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's money. Like Lenny Dykstra went from Major League Baseball to having a hedge fund, $65 million. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You probably knew that because you probably follow baseball, but the average person don't even know who the fuck Lenny Dykstra is. And I bet you Lenny Dykstra never had no big ass chain that said LD, all iced out in diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because last week I was in Cabo San Lucas, and you know, and I'm feeling myself, you know, because we got the crazy, you know, hotel on the ocean and everything else like that. I'm doing it. So we go on a, you know, like a little fish, like a little boat trip, you know, around the water. And as we pulling out, there's this giant ass yacht with a helicopter on it. With a helicopter on it. And the guys, you know, who run the boat say, oh, that's so-and-so. I forgot who it was. But it was like, yeah, he's got 4 of those. That's the smallest one. And I'm like, I ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing shit. Hold up, Vlad, let's be clear about something. Y'all niggas ain't doing shit. We think we doing it. We're not really doing it yet. This is the first generation of real money in hip hop. The Dr. Dre's, the Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, and it's trickling down to a few of us. We're getting a couple million, 100,000, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a whole nother world out there of dudes who are really doing it, and they not wearing goddamn diamond chains, and they not motherfucking out here flossing, throwing $100,000 in the strip club. They just don't live like that.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's the life I like.
Me too.
That's the life I want.
Me too.
I don't give a fuck about wearing my money. For what? For what? You know how they always say the loudest person in the room is usually the softest? I feel like the loudest person in the room when it comes to the jewelry and the clothes and whatever else, they're probably the brokest. Yep. Guarantee they the brokers. Right, this t-shirt is from Target. All right? This is a PRPS jacket that they gave me.
Yep.
PRPS pants that they gave me. This hat was given to me.
Yep.
I don't spend money on that kind of shit. I just don't. I got a G-Shock watch on. I don't spend money. I don't. Because the people that I really admire who really got money, they don't move like that.
Real talk. Charlamagne, always a pleasure.
My brother.
Till next time.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Look, I work with them on Mad. Good guys. Good heart. Good guys. Give you the shirt off their back. Is it ironic? Is it a coincidence that most of their friends are white and got white wives? They like white women? I mean...
And they develop envy because they go home. They get out the car with their friend, with their other partner, and he listening to your music. They walk in the house, they girl listening to your music. They go downstairs, the kids doing a dance to your music. Now they are hypnotized with hatred.